सलाम मेरे अजीज पंखों।
At night, Theon was roaming in his room, feeling restless. They wanted to spend the night with him, but he was not there. He said before going out of the room that he will come back today night, even after 11 at night. It didn't come today, so to go check up to him. They was not sure whenever what he was going to do was good or not. They wanted to lose his tension, not increasing it. Pressing time was making their way. Roaming around the house, they finally come out of the house to the garden and find it sitting on the bench with Invo. Please, leave him, Hayom, or else we all will lose your child, or Sana. Uncle looked at him and shaking his head. I will not, he declared with determination. Hayom, don't try to force me. I will not change my mind. They need me more than anyone. Sana also need you. Your child also need you. And you try to make him understand as much as they need me. No one else. Why don't you guys understand? They doesn't have anyone other than me. Sana has everything other than me. She is independent. She has her parents' support. Her and my child has a mother. But this week, here's if I leave the jungle tries all the way and word to get Invu out of this bag, as he was continuously him since evening. In the end, he had to make him see the helpless of Theon with the biggest mistake. It became him more than his love. Miss John words starring, ringing in his ear for the happiness. Leave him. He saved you, they, and I believe you. They smiled pitifully, raising his face to the sky. I have taken the right decision. He saw himself before walking back to his room. Jungkook stepped, and I did the room only to find it in dark. He locked the door before making the way to their bed. He was already in the night suit. That's why he directly went to the bed. When he found they lying on the other side of the bed, he lay on the side and closer to Tay, his hand around his waist, snuggling in Tay's neck. Sorry for being late, and kissed their soft spot. They turned around in his arm, looking into his eyes. Smiling, they touched his jaw lovingly, and the soft fingers. Jungle felt everything around. Blur, seeing their weird but heart-touching smile within his eyes. It's okay. This is enough, they whispered as he longed to except corner of their eyes, which he wiped instantly. They asked in a whisper, making him firm. They both were lying in the side while hugging each other. What? He asked to confirm that. What he heard was what they asked. How much do you love me? They paused, looking up into his eyes. I want to hear. I want to hear how much do you love me and what I mean to you. They again asked with pleading eyes, making him want to be obedient, and his one sentence gave Tay the strength he needed that time. Oh, peace. They hugged him tightly, snuggling into his neck. Jungkook was still for a few minutes and tried to ignore the alarm his heart was giving him, as he was tired and wanted peaceful sleep to calm him. Jungkook was asleep after a few minutes. Jungkook in his sleep and tried to move his arm, but felt a weight on his arm. He opened his eyes and found staring at his face. He was startled for a second, but then calmed himself down and asked, when did you wake up? And what's the time is it? To get away from his embrace and sat on the bed and murmured, it's 8:30. Oh, I had a long sleep. Jungkook murmured to himself. When did you wake up? And stared at me like this? Like what? Theung asked. Like you were watching me for the last time. Jungkook chuckled, shaking his head. Maybe I was, they whispered, which he didn't. What? Nothing. They closer to him until he was almost in his lap. wrapping his arms around his head to pull him closer until his nose brushes his. Good morning, he whispered, picking his lips before getting out of the bed. Jungkook was surprised at the action. Theon was behaving weirdly, but not thinking too much. He also stood up and went to the washroom, not before giving Tape a peek on his cheeks. The smile sitting on the bed. They was feeling depressed as much as he think about this decision. All night he did was stare at his face and try to convince his heart that it was enough to live. The rest of his life was the best memories. They surely knew that he was after he left, but he also knew that his child and son will fill his life with happiness and he will learn to live without him. He knew he was being selfish. The love, the kisses, the beautiful love making session, the eyes lovable moment want him to remember all his life as he will do. They want him to alive in their memories. They can please prepare my breakfast. I'm going to my room to get ready for the office. With that, he walked out of the room in a hurry. Sana was still asleep. When he entered the room, he went to the bed and sat beside her, kissing her temple. I believe in my love that I will get you back. With that, he got ready and went to the kitchen. He still had hope for him and Sana. No, Sana might be angry, but she loved him. She will come back to him after some time. She just needed the time to accept the reality. They was placing the plate on the small table in the kitchen where they often had their meals. Thank you, he said before sitting on the chair and starting to his breakfast. I will make you coffee, they said and went to make for him till he had the breakfast. After tea was done, he sat in front of him and staring at him while he was busy with his food. A lump formed in their thought as he was doing his best to control his tears. Open your mouth, they said, bringing a morsel in front of his mouth. They clubbed it, the tear, and told him to have it, as he could eat later. It was getting late. After he was done, he went to the sink and washed his hands, and turned to Thee. Bye. He smiled, touching their cheeks, and was about to leave, when they held his wrist, stopping him. Wait. He turned to Thee, while they walked closer and began removing. Can you give me a goodbye kiss? They asked in a whisper, feeling afraid that he will catch his. I would love to, he replied, making him sign in relief. He wrapped his one around the waist, while the other one he held their face. Jungkook connected their lips, and they laid the kiss, and was the goodbye to him. They held his back and had kissing him passionately, making him losing his control. He groaned, biting their lips while pressing their body between him on the counter. They, you don't want me to go to the office, he murmured against his lips, making they pull back. No, you should leave, they said, pulling away. His sign nodded as he said, holding his face. They tiptoed before picking his forehead and move away. Bye. Take care of yourself. I love you, and I will miss you. The voice cracked, but he tried his hard not to let him know. Still alone, stumbled tearful, Jungle form, but thinking. They was upset and worried about everything that was happening in this house. Wiping their tear, he said, don't worry, I will come back soon. But I will not. Tim thought to himself. He kissed their forehead and walked out of the kitchen, ignoring the uneasy feeling in his heart and unaware that this might be the last time he was seeing his face in front of him.